you save this shit? Is this Halloween? No, it's not. It's Monday. So shut up.
Alright, so would you rather give Rosie O'Donnell a piggyback ride across a wobbly bridge over a volcano? Or would you rather have Elton John wax your entire body while he hums Can You Feel the Love Tonight? He wrote the song, so it only works.
No, wait, so...
Dude, what would you rather do? Answer the question.
Say it one more time.
Would you rather give Rosie O'Donnell a piggyback ride across a wobbly bridge over a freaking volcanic eruption just feet below you, or have a sweaty Elton John wax shaving your entire body?
Can you feel?
And he's humming Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And it's like he's like just straight 1994, like he just recorded the song and he's coming off, dude. He's telling you, he's like,
what is it? First off,
so it's like those nads, dude, where they put like the wax shave, where they put the wax on your hair, and then they just rip it off like. So it's either that, or you gotta carry Rosie across over a fiery volcano.
Well, one of these is clearly life or death.
Yeah,
but
the other one's just making.
What's up with your fantasizing massages over here, dude? I think I'll take the guy with the soft hands.
Okay, so you would go with the massage?
Yeah, because I'm not walking over a freaking volcano, dude.
Okay, all right, very good.
Okay, right back at you, dude. Would you rather? Would you rather sit on a toilet seat at a ball game?
So far, so
and
good.
take a full shit, but the toilet has been peed on by every single guy in the last 2 hours of the game.
Okay.
Or take a shit in a diaper. And then you got to keep that diaper on, put your jeans back on, and go sit back and watch the game.
Dude, that's easy. Just take a shit in a diaper, dude. It's extra padding. Did you know those freaking seats are uncomfortable anyway, dude? You got that diaper on.
Dude, you got that
a little thing just jiggling in your pants, man. You go home with that. You're fine, dude.
You got a little souvenir.
That ain't bad at all, man.
No, you're just sitting in your own warm
Well, it's
poop.
better to sit in my own stuff than in somebody else's. So, better at than in I always see.
Hey!
Welcome to the podcast, ladies and
Cue
gentlemen.
the kids.
Cue the kids. Cue the kids. The kids are always here for us. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Eynon Brothers podcast.
Welcome
we are here
back,
for
guys.
you recording on a Monday night. This is unheard of. It's not a weekend. We are always recording on the weekend. And
always.
But here we are at 8 o'clock on a Monday night, bringing you a lot of material because it's been about 2 weeks, I think, since we've actually recorded. But we did just have our episode come out. What was the last one we put out? Which was recorded a while back. It was one of the archived ones. It was Tamarindo. So Tamarindo just came out yesterday, and just to give you guys perspective, we're trying to get them out quicker so you could actually use the timeline and say, how long has it been since they recorded this? So, dude, I know you just watched Black Panther. Yeah. I know that we talked about it on one of the last podcasts that we did, and I actually just saw it myself. And what we said about it was, oh, this movie is like, is it political, or all these people are saying, is it the Black Panther Party? It's like, it's all black people. Dude, I watched the movie. I loved the movie. I think it's not political or anything like that. Look, it's just a Marvel movie with a bunch of black people in it. That's all. That's the only difference.
White people
and
in
it's
there.
A great movie, dude. You know, and look, there's like a white guy in the movie, but
hey, dude,
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I watched the movie as well, and all the characters that were in the movie were all badass, dude. The freaking lady from The Walking Dead.
Right.
You know, there are some solid characters in there, and I wasn't like, oh, dude.
Yeah, and it takes place, it's in Africa, dude, so what do you want, like, a bunch of white people there for anyway? Because
we are from South Africa, brother!
Yeah,
no,
dude.
Go home, bro.
Yeah, it's not like 50 Cent in the movie or anything like that. Dude, the sad part is, I thought that I felt so stupid, because I thought the bad guy, who is kind of like, turns out to be kind of good, I thought that was the guy from Drumline, Nick Cannon. I was like, dang, Nick Cannon got buff. And then Bella's like, she goes, that's not Nick Cannon. And I was like, oh, I feel stupid. But dude, that movie was great.
You're like, look at Chris Brown, hitting that lady over there. Oh wait, that's not Chris Brown.
Yeah, it's not Chris. It was just like that guy. He had like the curly hair. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that the only thing I didn't like was the fact that the main character lost that one fight to the bad guy and got thrown off into the water. And the only reason he came back was because some guy that didn't even like him, who lost to him in a fight, pulled him out of the water. I thought that was kind of... They should have had him lose there.
So full disclosure, my wife got tickets to this on a Friday night. And I was like, okay, I'll be home late. And she's like, it's okay. I booked a late night movie. Yeah. So we went and saw it. Our movie started at 11 p.m.
Oh, and, okay. Yeah, you saw it late.
So we kind of like pregame before, and then we went and watched the movie. And then you know that movie theater has a bar in it. So I was like,
Which one, Harkins?
Yeah, Harkins.
Okay. That's a cool theater.
And I haven't had a beer in like 5 days, and then it was like a late night, seriously. Yeah. And about 75% into the movie, I fell asleep. So at the end, I really don't remember too much.
Oh, you don't remember the end at all?
No.
You need to go back and watch it.
I was completely asleep.
But what you saw, you were happy with?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, cool. And speaking of movies, look, I know you just watched Coco because I was here editing while you were in the living room watching it with Ivy and with Isabel. What did you think, dude? Because we talked about this when it was in the theater, and now it's obviously out for Redbox or however you watched it. And I told you that's a sad movie, but it's a great movie. And if you're a musician or are really into music or anything, then you can kind of connect with this. But what was it like from your perspective watching this film?
Oh, dude, Coco, first off, that movie sucked.
You didn't like it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I was like,
you're like, oh, shit in my dreams. Remember me.
Yeah, dude, that's like the main song.
So I loved Coco.
Cool.
And
I love Coco.
I love that Coco. I'm in love with Coco.
Y'all saw Coco?
Y'all see that Coco?
Did you see Coco about it?
It's like the first Mexican Disney movie.
Yeah. I like that movie. I gotta get that movie on.
I gotta get
that movie on demand. You gotta get that movie on demand. You gotta get it on demand.
In all seriousness, I like how they put the little Mexican flair of the Disney sign when it first starts instead of like there's like that little star going over the Disney. They put like a little as it starts. I was like, all right, here we go. We're setting.
Well, dude, it's based on a Mexican holiday.
I know.
Dia de los Muertos.
I loved the movie. Was great.
Yeah.
Since you gave the whole movie away to me, I kind of knew what to expect.
But you remembered everything I said. All the twists.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was solid, dude. It was a really good movie. I my wife cried at the end. She's like, "Oh, it made me cry."
Yeah.
I was like, "Stop being a bitch."
Yeah.
I was wiping my eyes.
It's funny because no matter where you are in the house, you always know how Ivy feels about a movie because you could hear her reactions wherever you are in the house. You could be in the shower and you can hear, "Oh, it's so sad.
So sad."
Right? Or just, "Oh, that's hilarious. Tommy, that's hilarious." And I heard as soon as the movie was over.
She's so loud.
Credits are rolling. She's like, "Oh, so sad." You know, and she wants to make sure everyone knows, that's a sad. That's sad.
Agree with me that it's sad.
Yeah.
Agree with me.
Yeah, so you didn't cry, right? You
teared
up.
I was a little teary.
You teared up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a tearjerker.
It didn't tear me up as much as the movie Click, but
dude, Click.
That's another story.
Did Click make you cry?
Yeah.
Did it really? Dude,
yeah.
That's Adam Sandler. And
that's Adam Sandler.
I can't even get through that movie.
Dude,
I can't, man.
I can't, dude. It's that movie. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. Honestly, cried every time.
Dude, you know what I just watched was, and I'm having trouble. And this is Adam Sandler movie. I'm having trouble even remembering what it was about, but I know I really liked it. It was Blended. So I just watched it and I loved it. But what's that movie about again? That's crazy, right? You know you liked it.
It was so sick I cried. The credits got me.
That's like I remember more about movies I didn't like Field of Dreams, compared to Blended. I loved it, dude.
I own that movie, but I can't remember.
That's so weird. You know you like it, but you can't remember what it's about.
I'll look it up.
All right, let's just move on. Let's just move on from that whole thing. So, like I said, we got like 2 weeks worth of stuff here, but we'll keep it short and sweet because we do have work tomorrow. But, dude, I wanted to talk about this day last weekend. It was, I worked Saturday, but Sunday, my friend Johnny, he turned 28 years old, and he was telling us, hey, I want to have a birthday
Whose birthday was this?
This is John Dewar's birthday.
Yeah.
He's turned 28. He's like, I'm gonna go on a boat. I was like, yeah, cool story. So I say I'll go. You know, just you know, out of principle, dude. I'm just gonna go to this guy's birthday. He's one of my best friends, and I show up. First thing I see is our buddy Joseph wearing a big yellow Kim Jong-un shirt, dude, with this big old, with this like a big like, oh, in his face. He's like, oh, you know, Kim Jong-un.
He's like, I'll blow your whole planet up.
You know, obviously, you know, Johnny's wife's there. Jen Chikung went. Josh showed up. And then a couple of Johnny's friends were there. And we get on this little tiny Duffy boat, and it looks like, you know, these boats go like half a mile per hour. It looks like the little boat off of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm like, oh my God, you know.
It's a putt-putt.
It's a putt-putt, dude. And I get on this thing, and I just want to tell you, and I just want to, like, give, like, some forward that this was probably ended up being one of the most fun days of my life.
Duffies are so fun.
Dude, I so underestimated this day and had such a, in my mind, I downplayed it so bad.
What were you thinking it was going to be?
I just thought it was going to be, like, super boring. Like, you know, we're going to have a pack of chips and just sit on this stupid boat. And then, like, hey, all right, happy birthday. And then, all right, let's go home.
Blow out your candles.
Dude, I had so much fun on this thing. And I'll just say, like, as soon as it kicked off, you know, we're all loading up. We got tons of food. So Joseph was like the first one to drive, and it's funny because like the boat hands, like, I don't know if I trust the guy driving wearing that shirt about his Kim Jong-un shirt. So Joseph's driving for like 10 minutes, then I was driving for like the next half hour, and the wind was like blowing this like stupid little boat like across like the little harbor and
were you
like that.
I'm your captain now.
I am the captain now. Dude, it was so much fun, dude. Like, we were just like laughing, and you know, it's like people were like hanging off the side of the boat. Johnny had like his little bottles of champagne. Joseph brought out this box from like the day he got married, which we gave, his gift was
birthday cake.
He had a box of cigars, dude. We gave him like 3 really nice cigars, and you know, obviously a bunch of his buddies were on board. So Joseph's gonna take one because they're his, and then obviously the birthday boy's gonna get one. So now it's between like Johnny's friends, me, Josh, you know, like who's gonna have a cigar. And I said, give me that cigar, dude. I just took it, dude, and I ended up getting the 3rd cigar, dude.
Typical Eynon.
Yeah, I was like, give me that cigar.
It's mine.
But I was sitting there, I was driving the boat, I had a cigar. I was just like on cloud 9, literally, dude. And so we were out there, I think they rented it for about 2 hours. And it was so much fun, dude. After that, we all went to lunch. But while we were on there, dude, like I was the only one who would like hang off the side of the boat with my phone because nobody else wanted to do it. But everyone wanted to get pictures of Johnny, who got to the very front of the boat and like hung off the very tip of it with Josh, and they were reenacting like the scene from Titanic where he's like, I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. It's like, we got to get video of this and like put the Titanic soundtrack to it as like a joke. Dude, we were just laughing and laughing so hard, man. After that, you know, we all went back to Dewar's apartment. We went swimming. Then we all left and we went to like his favorite restaurant, which is like walking distance. And then after that, went back to his place, jumped in the jacuzzi, you know, and then that was like it till like 8 o'clock at night, and came home, dude. It was like I had honestly such a blast. But like I was saying, going back to I've never driven a boat, you know, or like, you know,
really,
I've driven, you know, a car all my life. And so I'm thinking, yeah, it can't be that hard. It was funny because a few people that were on that Duffy boat were still kind of like afraid to drive a boat. And I was just like, I don't know.
It's so easy.
It's easy, but the difference between a boat and a car is like the wind resistance really is a factor here, because it was so windy that day that literally you just kind of have to use your best judgment with the diagonal line that it's going to be blowing and have it just turn to the little left to the right, or depending on wherever the wind blows. Just use your judgment and you're good. But I feel like when Josh was driving, he went through some really narrow, like where the water goes between like kind of like Naples, where it's between houses and stuff like that. And the wind was like, there was boats docked on both sides, and he went through some really narrow pathways. We're like, Josh, and he's like, I got it, I'm a cop, you know. And then Joseph,
he's like, so what? I'm wasted. I'm a cop.
Joseph and Josh were just back and forth bantering. Like they're like Joseph.
Oh, you mean like our text messages today?
Yeah, it's just Joseph cracks cop jokes all day, and then Josh cracks code enforcement jokes back at him all day because Joseph is a code enforcement. And
and Josh is a police officer.
Yeah,
and he's just like, "What are you gonna get me?"
It's a clear winner, it's a clear winner. But I think Joseph just always likes to wrestle his.
He's the ultimate shit talker.
It's fun though. Like I love Joseph so much too.
It's the best.
But yeah, dude. So that was freaking blast. And then speaking of Josh, dude, his engagement party. So Josh got engaged, I think,
you should know your best friend's
maybe
date.
4 or 5 months ago. And he proposed out in Texas, which is where his wife, his fiance, parents got engaged. You know, that's where they live and everything. So his wedding's actually going to be over there. And so he hasn't had like an official party where he asked us, "Hey, I want you to be groomsmen," you know, and I want this guy to be my best man. And so our other buddy, Jack, he always calls me and he's just like, "Hey, is Josh has to be your best man? Has Josh has to be a groomsman?" I'm like, "No, dude," but
that's exactly how he says when he calls you.
"Hey, dude, you know, Josh is gonna ask us, dude. Is he gonna ask us?
What are you doing right now?"
I had like kind of a one-on-one with Josh when I'm like, "Hey, dude, are we gonna be in your wedding or what?" And he's like, "Of course, you guys are my best friends. I just haven't officially like done anything yet." And so Jack, you know, I think he was kind of nervous. He wasn't going to get asked. And he's like, "Yeah, Josh is just going to pull one of those things where, it's in Texas and Lily has a brother and he's going to be the groomsman." And we're just kind of like a footnote. But so Jack, what he decided to do was throw Josh's engagement party. And
we're going to force ourselves into this.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm going to throw him like an engagement party, dude. So I'm just going to tell him I'm going to be there, and then you show up, and then Johnny will come out, dude, and Johnny will likely
don't invite Joseph, but
yeah, he didn't, dude. And I think Joseph was definitely butthurt because Josh put up a photo of all of us last night.
Yeah,
Joseph's comment.
I saw that.
Gay. Because he wasn't there.
He wasn't in the
picture.
I
don't know why Joseph wasn't there. He should have been, but you know, it was funny that Jack threw it because the likelihood of he'll be a groomsman for sure, but the person that'll be best man will probably be Johnny because Josh was Johnny's best man. That's just how it goes. But we met up at this place over in Orange Circle, and it's called Smoked California Barbecue. We were there for probably a good 2 hours, just freaking laughing, dude. Like it ended up like a few of them, they brought their wives, and we ended up just like on our own end of the table, just laughing, dude, like the whole time. And it was the four of us, and we were just talking about like old jokes and like reminiscing, and we started talking about scouts and you know, of course, all those funny memories, and just ordered a bunch of freaking barbecue. And I was the only one who didn't order food, and I looked like such a cheapskate, you know, when the bill came, because I was like, "Hey, you know, I didn't order anything," but because we had just earlier, like literally an hour, and you were there. Yes, this was yesterday. I helped Dad move like some TVs and stuff like that, and then afterward, Dad said, "Hey, you want to grab some lunch?" I'm looking at my watch, like, you know, I got to be at Josh's engagement party tonight, but you know what? I got a few hours, and he drove all the way out from Menifee, you know, to help him move some stuff. I was like, you know what? I can take the time, and I can go to lunch with Pops. And then we came back over here. We grabbed you, and nobody really knew what they wanted to do. I was like, "Dude, let's go to a Laundry Hot Wings, man," because like anyway, we can always go for wings. And
that was my third time that week having hot wings, dude. I freaking love hot wings. Yeah, if I was stranded on a deserted island and they were like, "You can have wings," or
yeah, dude,
I'd be like, "Dude, sign me up for wings, baby."
I think both you and I are both really into hot wings, but then I saw like a little spark in Dad's eye yesterday when he was eating the hot wings. I think it's not something he really put much thought into.
Right.
And when we ordered he's like, "What do you want to get? What do you get?" And I was like, "We're gonna get a 30 thing of hot wings, and we're gonna get a large pizza." To where we finished everything except for 2 slices of pizza because it was a lot of food, but we were just stuffed, dude. You know, and we were all there, and like it was just silent for like 5 minutes once those wings hit the freaking table. It's just. It's like, "Oh, this place is good. Oh, I'd definitely come back here. Oh yeah. Oh, these wings, man. Oh,
this is the best wings I had all day.
These are the best wings ever, dude. And Alondra Hot Wings, man. Those wings are freaking the bomb, dude.
And dude, those weren't even the hottest.
Those weren't, because you and I, you know, like we said before, we go there, and there's like 2 levels of hot beyond what's on that menu. There's like hot, beyond hot, and then what is it? It's just like
burning your butthole hot.
Yeah, burn your butthole hot to where it's just
it'll disintegrate. You have
a hard time even freaking finishing the hot wings, but
your toilet paper will be ash.
Yeah, dude. So that was cool, and I got after that we came back over here, and I know you were chatting it up with Dad, and I felt bad because I was like, hey, I got to shower and go, but I left.
Just like, what a dick.
I went to the engagement party, but I don't know, dude. How was your weekend? You got to spend some time with Dad and everything like that.
Yeah. After that, he stayed about an hour, and then he cruised out. Just talked about you mainly.
Yeah, right.
And he's just like, yeah.
He was avoiding traffic, basically.
Yeah, he was. We're just shooting the darts, shooting the shiznit.
Yeah.
And that was good. Dude, I lost 5 pounds this week.
I was gonna say, man, you look like you've been slimming down. What are you doing to cut the weight?
There's a new diet that I have, and it's called Well, Stop My Current Program of Tommy, you can eat anything you want and drink anything you want at any time of the day.
Because that program was working for you, man. Like if you were trying to gain weight, that program was working.
And it was 100% working.
And you were just, like, dude, you just had a straight trough, dude, at the table.
Said, 12 hot wings and 6 pieces of pizza and 6 beers for dinner every night. Yeah, absolutely. Now that I'm dieting, meal prepping, eating good at night, going to the gym in the early morning, and that's been going good. So it's been nice to kind of drop. We're pretty excited because we're going to be going to the Philippines in like a month and a half, which I'm super stoked on. So
you should be, man.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So
you got
mornings, I get to the gym, I get to the sauna, do 10 minutes in the sauna, warm up, stretch out, hit my workout, and then I finish up my workout with a little stretching, and then getting to the steam room.
Okay.
Oh, dude, the steam room's the best.
Yeah.
You come out, dude. You go in there for like 7 to 10 minutes, and you're just dripping sweat because it's like humid in there. But you come out of there feeling so euphoric and just like I just feel like a new man when I'm coming out of there, and you just feel like accomplished,
Yeah. So basically, you're just sweating it out, then, huh?
You're just sweating your dick off.
Are you doing any cardio or so that it permanently stays off? Because a lot of that stuff is water weight.
Yeah. So after I do my stretching, everything, I do like a full workout, and every day I do something different. And I've been working out 6 days a week. And then, so you do sauna in the morning, you definitely get some sweat out of a sauna. And it's good. It's like, it loosens up all your joints, all your muscles and everything. Then you do your weight training. After that, sometimes I'll do stretching, and then I'll do about 15 minutes on the treadmill. Or if I'm doing like a low steady state interval, like I'll just do the bike for like 20 or 30 minutes.
Good.
And that's 4 days a week I do cardio. The other 2 days, I'm not really doing any cardio. And then I'll hit this steam room after for about 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how hot and how many people are in there.
Right.
But sometimes, dude, it just stinks in there. But sometimes they're like Asian people will bring like oil, and it smells like.
Yeah.
And I think they just go in there and put like a couple of drops in. Did you just fart?
Yeah.
Right back at you.
Right back at you, huh?
And that was so unplanned. That was not called for. I lost my train of thought. Steam room's awesome. You feel good when you go out.
You trying to fart? You're train of thought?
I wasn't trying to push it out, though.
You didn't have to, dude. Now all the doors in here are closed and the heater's on, too.
Did you eat cereal yesterday?
That smells pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Nah, man. But other than that, I went to the movies. Been hitting the gym.
You went to the movies? That was random.
Work's been good.
Yeah, my diet plan, dude. I've been
working hard, about how my week went.
Yeah, dude. I went to the movies, and then I hit the weights, and then I went to the movies. Sounds like a lot of sitting to me.
Sounds like a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Dude, Saturday I went to a little house party. That was actually pretty fun.
Where was that?
It was around the corner from my house. At
from
my
our
buddy,
house, yeah.
At our house. At my buddy Val's house. Shout out to my boy Valentin.
What's up, Valentin?
Nunez.
Are you listening right now, Valentin?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's probably on his way to work.
I don't know.
And his dad's listening, and he's explaining it to him in Spanish.
Hey, estás aquí.
No, Dad. Here's what he said.
Yeah.
I went to his house this weekend. He had a little shindig for his girlfriend.
Nice.
And it was fun. We had a blast. But it was funny because I was
like
over
right
there,
around the corner, or like around the corner or down a few blocks.
Like I could throw a rock to his house.
Okay. All right.
Pretty
cool.
close.
He's a homie, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I've known him for like 11 years.
Sitting on a gold mine.
But I was over at his house the other day because he's like, "Yo, stop by. You're on the corner." So we stopped by, and dude, this is the funniest thing. So I'm just chilling in his living room. He's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go change my shirt because we were gonna go out to a restaurant." And his lady was there with this little girl, and she's just like, playing around, watching her movies and stuff. And his girlfriend. It was like the first time I've ever talked to her, and I'm just like, just talking. I was just like, hey, they have a bunch of like picture frames next to the TV of like, their family and stuff.
Yeah.
Then there's this nice picture frame with a random white family in it. I was like, oh, hey,
nice.
who are they? And she was like, oh my God.
The Camden family
She
from
was,
Seventh Heaven.
dude, she was like, we bought that picture frame and we haven't changed the background. It's just like who it came with.
Oh, wow. It was a stock photo?
We just like the frame. I'm like, oh my God.
Whoa.
I'm so addressing this
Valentin.
in the next podcast, dude.
Valentin, you got to ace that photo, man, and put something better in there. I know you like that frame, but jeez.
Valentin, I love you, baby.
You got to get rid of that Camden photo. I always say the same thing though, because like sometimes the photos and like, look, we're in an age of digital photos where sometimes the photos just, stay on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and your actual frames at the house get neglected, dude. And you just never end up putting anything in there. That's kind of like why they have the digital frames where you just upload the photos and it changes like on a screen. But dude, I try to like on my schedule is like maybe once a year I'll update the pictures in the frame. So like I'll be staring at the same 6 pictures, of me hanging out with John LaFalla, one of me and Bella and like the Grand Canyon, and then but before I changed those, it was like the same pictures for like 3 years. They're like, I really like those 6 pictures. I'm just gonna leave those in there. But even growing up, dude, like mom would have pictures of us like, oh, there's your 11th grade, headshot, and that's going to be there for another 4 years. And actually, Tommy's pointing out in our studio, we have a frame that has 9 photos in it. I don't know who made it for you.
I think Jessica did.
Yeah, so it's really random too, because you wouldn't know who it's for if you looked at it, because it's more of just like an overall family. But there's a lot of one of just Jessica and Michelle, so it's not just Tommy.
True.
Then there's one of the whole family.
Selfish.
Then one of me and you on bikes, which is pretty cool. Then one of you and I hanging out of your old truck, which I really like that photo, dude. That's just cool. That should be on like the cover of one of our. If we ever do like a DVD, dude, that picture that of us sitting in the truck right there.
That's a good one.
That is pretty rad, dude. And look at the one. There's one of Tommy and I with spiked hair, and we're both on our old BMX bikes, which were Redline Romps. We were probably just headed out to go to like that skate park or that one with Hollywood Sports.
Hollywood Sports.
We were getting ready to go off the dirt jumps and stuff like that.
Because we were so.
Mom's
sick.
like, let me snap a photo, dude. Even
she's like, hold on, put on your helmet, your elbow.
Look
pads,
what I'm wearing.
Look
what shorts I'm wearing in that photo.
Dude, you're wearing the same shorts right now, dude.
It was cool though, because Dad, when he came over the other day, right when we were I was helping him move, he kind of wanted to see the studio and he wanted to see the whole house and everything. And we
he's already looked at it.
I look. It's funny because I feel like he has, because he's like, hey, did you notice anything about the yards? And I was like, well, just literally, you were here 2 weeks ago when I mowed them, and I
didn't know he mowed them.
No, when I mowed them, which was a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mowed and I sprayed down everything. He's like, you didn't notice last week? Yeah, I mowed the grass. I'm like, Dad, I mowed the grass last weekend. He's like, well, I was here a couple days ago and I mowed the grass and I pulled all the weeds. And I was like, I didn't notice that the grass was mowed because I just did it.
Yeah.
But I could just imagine if you came home and you saw Dad like pulling weeds out and stuff like that. He said he was trying to get the blower or trying to get the edger going. Like you said, you were trying to get it going too. But I was like, dang, dude, he's just over here kicking it, doing yard work. We had no clue, which I don't mind, dude. I don't care if he comes over here, if I'm not here. I think it's just his home away from home. He knows all the neighbors.
Next time, do some laundry, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, that was my Saturday. Saturday was cool because this past Saturday was just like a day where I just stayed home. It was literally us 4.
Yeah.
Just here all day. Bella and I, we did like a bunch of laundry, and then we came over here. You guys watched Coco. I did some editing. We kicked back. She was doing like homework online. It was nice, dude. It was just a really kickback day.
You know, sometimes
it's
you just
rare
need
that we
those
have
days.
that, dude. It's rare.
And what the crazy thing is with Ivy and I's schedule, the only time that we have a full 24 hours together is Saturday.
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
of
Because
them-
you guys are both here usually.
Because
Saturdays.
Friday she's off, Saturday she's off, Friday I work. Sunday's her Monday, so it's just like,
Well, you've been blessed.
let's make this Saturday count.
You've been blessed in that you guys have an actual full day where Bella, she's worked, up until recently every day of the week. And then she went back to school and then she took Saturdays off where it's just like, dude, I'm in heaven, because she's can come over. We can just relax during the day. Otherwise, it's just, coming back over here at night and, you end up falling asleep a few hours later. You don't get a full day to just relax. And she was like going through her drawers and stuff over here and everything like that. It was great, dude. Just we were listening to like Frampton Comes Alive, dude, on vinyl and everything like that. Just kicking it. And yeah, dude, just, I like that stuff, dude. I like just kicking back and not having to go anywhere or be anywhere and just.
Hey, dude, I that made me kind of think of something funny the other day. You were telling me you went and saw a psychic. I want to hear that story.
A psychic?
A psychic.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen a psychic.
You told me you were like at a carnival and you went and saw a psychic. It wasn't like no big deal or anything, but
Oh yeah. No.
I want to hear that story.
At work we have like fundraisers.
'Cause you're like, I saw a psychic.
Yeah. I guess, look, it's funny because at work we have fundraisers all the time because it's a nonprofit, and we'll make money any way we can. And there's like this old lady, and her name's Fog, and she's Jewish. And at our fundraisers, like we had dunk tanks. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
But I overlooked like the part where like one of the ladies, what she does like at her booth is she does like fortune telling, and we had a fortune teller who read palms, and then we had another lady who did card reading. I did both, and I knew both of the ladies. One of them was an old lady that works there named Foggy, and then there was another lady named Elizabeth.
Imagine she just has a regular deck of cards. She's like, you're an ace.
No, yeah, dude.
Because your name starts with Amy.
Elizabeth, she was a card reader, but I went to a Fog first, and this old lady, she had like this like full on like black like cauldron costume.
Dude, African American.
And her dress was black.
Oh.
And so she like pulls the cards, and she tells me, dude, she's like, you will be very rich in your life.
I'm rich, bitch!
You around the corner have a large inheritance coming to you. You will be very successful in everything you do. And I'm like, dude,
You're
this
like,
lady,
shut your
like,
line
yeah, dude,
ass
this
up.
is just the biggest fundraiser of all time. This lady's just telling us good stuff.
She's reading off a card that she has between her legs. You
But,
will
yeah.
not pass. Oh, wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Wrong movie.
So I was expecting like, look, I don't know if that's what you should expect from something that you're paying for at a fundraiser, just good news. But when I went to the card reader, because the first one was just like a palm reader. She's like, oh, this line means that, this line means that. The other lady, her name was Elizabeth, so she was
She's
at a
like, do you
separate booth.
use this hand for hot chocolate?
Yeah. You want some hot chocolate? You want hot chocolate, Mitchell? She was on a separate side. She was doing her card reading. So I actually went there too. And she's like, here, I'll do it for free. So she starts laying out all these cards. Some of those cards are like scary looking, dude. There's like little devils on them. And like, there's one that's like great fortune. And you can see like gold like exploding out of like little tiny like Monopoly bags. And she said the same thing where you're going to strike like a wealth soon. You're going to be successful. But the one thing different that she said was
You're
instead
gonna shoot
of
out a hot wing?
yeah, almost like it was less of, and I worked with her for so long, so she almost kind of knew me already, where she didn't need to tell me my fortune, and a lot of it, other than like, you will be successful, look, that's nice to hear, but a lot of it was just things that exist telling you about you, and people just like to hear about themselves, right? So, of course, she tells me, you are a family man, you like the idea of having a family, and you're like the white picket fence kind of a guy, and I'm like, well, it's like, okay, like that's.
You're like, did you see my screensaver?
Yeah.
Did you see my screensaver, Ethel?
Obviously. Which is cool, you know, like I do like the idea of families and you know, that kind of stuff is important to me, but you know, it was just all good things. There was nothing negative about it. And so
she's like, you
can't
continue
really say,
to grow, you're going to gain more weight.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to gain a lot of weight, Mitchell. I can't really say, you know, whether or not she's lying. And look, my life is good and things have been going great. And yes, I do like the ideas of families and everything like that. But who doesn't? I don't know. But it was a cool fortune. Like, yeah, so that was my fortune telling. But it wasn't really anything crazy like maybe you thought it was.
So earlier, you were throwing some names out. And it reminded me of something. So we talked... In one of our last podcasts, one of the last two, we talked about our good friend John LaFalla.
Oh, yeah, Big John.
So, you know, he came over to visit.
Oh, dude, I think I know what this is.
So, he hit me up and was like, yo, dude, so I was driving, because he's an Uber driver. I was driving this lady, Irish lady, and I was taking her to some comedy club. And I was like, ask her if she liked comedy and blah, 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 blah. And she was just like, yeah. And I'm also doing a podcast tomorrow. And he's just like, oh, really? Where? And he's like, oh, I'm doing...
What lady was it? She was in his car.
Let me grab her name. But hold on. So basically he was like, I'm going to go drop her off at this comedy show. He drops her off, and she's just said that she was going to be a host on the Bertcast.
Right. And
the Bertcast is Bert Kreischer's podcast. He's like one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because in the last one that came out, although it was an archived episode, like an older one that we hadn't released yet, you had just... that was the episode where you had went to his show.
Right.
And got pictures with him and everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I guess she was telling him all about that, and then she ended up leaving her phone in the Uber.
What an idiot!
Sounds like my wife.
Everyone does that, dude. Yeah.
And so he went to heaven and hell to get this phone back to her. He contacted her her tour manager and everything, and her name was it looks like Aisling Bay. AISLING BAE is her name, and she's a comedian from Ireland. From Ireland, you know, from the Irish people. I don't know if this is Scottish or Irish, but it sounds great.
I'll squash you like a worm.
Yes, so I'll chill them.
Braveheart.
I was like, hey, you're a pretty funny comedian. No, that was Russian. Anyways, John went above and beyond. He got her phone back, and then she was like, dude, I'm going to give you a shout out on the podcast.
Right.
And he's like, oh, no way. You know? And then he texted me the next morning at like 7:30 in the morning. He's like, listen to Bertcast. And I listened to it, and then she gave him like a really nice shout out. She didn't say his last name, but she said John, my Uber driver. And I was like, dude, John LaFalla is the best. You know what? We need to have him on the show. John, I love you. Shout out, buddy. Dude, you're the best.
Yeah, John was and we had just talked about him too in a recent podcast, you know, where he was over here hanging out with us, and I actually had recommended him as there's two people that I was kind of in my mind, since we haven't had a guest yet on our podcast. John LaFalla was one of them, and then another one was an artist that I met maybe 6 months ago. His name's Ozzie Van Garrett, and I think he should probably, believe it or not, is a musician. He does like painting on the side, but he sells them and does like art shows or whatever.
Would he be down to paint me wearing just like
he would be, dude. He is just, dude, his
paint me like one of your French girls.
His Instagram, and I don't even want to give it out until like we have him on our show, because he's kind of like this undiscovered piece of dynamite where he's gonna explode once he's exposed, because this dude is crazy. And I think that we should definitely have him on our show, because
do it.
He'll talk about anything from like his story. Like, he was telling me his entire story over at Johnny Reb's one day, you know, and
best barbecue ever.
is actually really fascinating, you know, and like the level that he is into the arts, and he puts up the strangest videos of himself, dude, on Instagram. It's just like it's like the movie where like some artist is just going crazy and like tweaking out to candles like lit around, like that's Ozzie Van Garrett. This dude's crazy.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we got to have this guy in the show. And, dude, if we had him and John on the show at the same time, because John is like somebody that we know who's also, but John's not crazy. John's just like the lovable giant.
He's crazy awesome.
Yeah, he is crazy awesome. But and you know what? I had actually listened to that podcast, that Bertcast of Bert Kreischer, where she was talking about John LaFalla. And how she left her phone and everything like that, and she did, I think, an impression of his voice.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like we love John, but I'm gonna do an impression of.
John's got a big ass nose.
He's just kind of. He's
like, Lebanese.
You know, like, hey, what's going? He's Lebanese and Italian. Hey, what's going on, dude?
And
like,
sexy.
Yeah, he's the coolest person ever, dude. Him and his brother Ryan both, dude, are just like super cool. Their whole family. Yeah, just they're like. You honestly,
their dad Joe. I used to work with him. Yeah, car salesman. Oh, so
dude, Joe is what like John's dad. His name's Joe. He has like a collection of cameras, and he's just like that guy that shows up to every event. Like he'll show up to like, you know, your 27th birthday randomly, uninvited. He'll have the most pictures from that day.
Dude, I think he was at my wedding. I think he took more shots than my actual photographer.
He'll take more pictures of your wedding than the photographer. That's right. Dude.
He's like, I'm going to take 16,000 pictures of you standing in this one pose.
Yeah, dude.
One of them will be good.
You could just count on you could just count on
just
Joe.
Drinking water.
You can count on Joe for anything, and
he's the best.
Without plan. Like, he's just there. He's just
Mary?
there. Mary's there. John, yeah, John's
total sweetheart.
mom is super cool. I ran into her the other day when we were...
one of my mom's good friends.
Our parents' house for the barbecue.
Yep.
Enough about people's mothers. Look, so speaking about... so the Bertcast, is that one of your favorite podcasts? Because I know you want to talk about your favorite...
Yeah, man. So there's
podcast.
So many freaking podcasts.
There's a lot. Yeah.
And there's a select few that I listen to. The
best
one
of Eynon Brothers podcast.
Besides EVP, baby.
We got a
That's
good
right.
podcast.
That's right.
I always wonder, and before we talk about, what podcast we really like and who we're inspired by, it's funny because look, when I'm hanging out with friends, no one's just going to start talking to you about the podcast, but it does get brought up, like, oh yeah, I heard that on your podcast, or oh yeah, I was listening. And a lot of people listen that you just didn't expect, like whoever out there is listening right now and you've never told us you were listening, let us know, like tell us.
We love that shit.
We do like the feedback, and like obviously our family, they're kind of aware of everything that's going on in our lives, but it's great to have perspective, like even from when John came by and he was telling us, hey, I really like the stuff where you guys talk about nostalgic things, and Tommy and I, we get nostalgic, man. Like we'll start talking about,
sure.
Some stupid movie, or we'll start talking about, oh yeah, that corner where we lit off the fireworks and the old lady ran up, whatever, like that stuff is like, those are good memories, and that's just, when you have...
Yeah, so reach back out to us via any way we communicate and let us know, like, hey, dude, I thought XYZ was funny, and this is why, and this is how I related to it.
The only reason we have so many nostalgic things is because Tommy and I are brothers, and so obviously we have so much history and old things that have happened, and more than just needing, like, to have, like, even though, like, our plan is to have guests on, we could still just bank off of material of what's happening in our life and what has happened.
People always ask me, like at work, what's your podcast about? And I always tell them it's story driven and it's comedy driven, but we're also two brothers and we're two peas in a pod. Yeah. Meaning, you can sit us in a dark room and give us a red balloon and be like, I want you guys to talk about this for 15 minutes. And we will. We will sit there and laugh. This stupid looking balloon. It's got a little belly button on it. It's ugly. Like, we'll just keep going and going and going and going.
Needing material is like, it's a big thing. Like I have written here, we're going to talk about the Oscars tonight and we didn't even watch it. But, dude,
who's Oscar?
I love, obviously I love our podcast, but the podcast that is my inspiration and has been the inspiration, I think, to a lot of other podcasts. Number one,
100%.
First and foremost is Joe Rogan's podcast. Number two, Real quick, the reason I like Joe Rogan's...
tell me why you like Joe Rogan, and I'm going to tell you why I like Joe Rogan.
I like Joe Rogan's because of the mixture of great storytelling from the scientific community that he has, like people that are that will talk about
ghosts and
well that's more conspiracy, and I do like the conspiracy side too, you know, where it's
I love
the aliens or Bigfoot, and I get into that, dude. Like it's like I know, you know, he'll talk about the moon landing, which I completely believe is real, you know, like I believe in the moon landing. I believe 9/11 really occurred the way that we heard it. But he brings to the surface a lot of those topics that not a lot of other folks have any kind of other view on, you know, and he'll bring in the professor who has a different view and talk to them why, and, you know, just be open-minded about it. And it's super fascinating to listen to. And then on the other side, he'll have other people like Tom DeLonge from like Blink-182.
Tom DeLonge's the man.
Yeah, well, he's kind of gone off the deep end. You know, look, we all love Blink-182, and he wrote, you know,
that man loves his aliens.
He sings like, you know, all the small things, or
all the
yeah, dude, and
small things.
Major contributor. Damn it. He wrote the song "Aliens Exist," and it's in songs like that where you can kind of see like what this guy really believes in. You know, like he really did think there was aliens, and now that's his whole life. He's trying to prove.
What do you think he's on?
He's trying to actually prove that aliens exist. I love Tom DeLonge, and look, people like our the podcast with podcasts like Joe Rogan have people like that on. You know, give them a chance. And people that are so in the background who used to be so in the forefront that don't have a voice anymore. He brings them back, gives them a voice again. He had. What's his name from Home Improvement? Tim Allen on the other day. It's like, what is Tim Allen doing? You know, I love that. You know, he'll bring on anybody who has anything to say, and it's great. Even people that are controversial, he'll bring them right on, and he'll talk to them and ask them questions, and he'll ask all the questions that we want to know.
My number one is Joe Rogan too, and I like him because of the same reason is because he casts a wide net. You know, he has a lot of different types of people on there, from space astronauts to freaking rappers to comedians. I mainly follow him because I like to listen to certain comedians come on his podcast because they just get silly and they laugh at everything, and it's just like, it's a good time. And that's what I'm all about. If you were to pick your second podcast, we're just going to go to 3. If you had to pick out your second podcast, Mitch, who would your second podcast favorite person to listen to be?
Second would be Joey Diaz. I think Joey Diaz.
Damn it! Did you look at my list?
No, Joey. Well, look, I think I was listening to podcasts before you, and so I had a long time. And you have your Stitcher account, which tells you like how many hours you have. And I'm like on something thousandth hour.
How many are you at?
Of listening, and Joey Diaz, he could sit there by himself. And look, there's a few podcast hosts, even like Bill Burr, who I love Bill Burr's stand-up, not necessarily his podcast, though.
Yeah.
But I like Joey Diaz because he doesn't care about, like, copyrights to music. He plays whatever he wants on his podcast. He's like, yeah, kick that meal. It's him and his sidekick, Lee Syatt.
He's my number 3 comedian.
He's classic, man. He's really, really funny. And, you know, if you've got a green ear, you know, don't listen to it. But, you know, if you're open for it, listen to it. It's really funny stuff.
First off, really Joey Diaz, you've seen him. He's a comedian. He's been in, what was that, the Longest Yard.
And he brings that movie up all the time. He was a big
fat guy. Yeah. But Joey Diaz started off as like a dealer and like a drug addict and like a total shit past, like kidnapping people. He was in jail. But then, like,
living in his car when he was doing stand-up around the country, he was living out of his car.
And I don't want to give all of Joey's secrets out, but Joey Diaz he's an awesome comedian. He's super funny. He's just to the point. And his podcast is my number 3. My number 2.
Nope. It's either Bertcast.
It's Bertcast.
Okay. All right. First guess then. Okay.
I love Bert Kreischer. And I follow him on Instagram, all his social media, all his videos. I've watched all his stuff. I've met him. I have been to his shows. and he's such a real comedian. And what I love about him is, like 99% of his interviews are with comedians.
Yeah.
And he just interviews funny comedians, and you get to kind of hear this other side of comedians that you don't get to hear. You get to hear their jokes, but when you get to really kind of hear how they are live, like on a podcast, it's completely different. And you're like, sometimes you'll find a comedian, you're like, he's pretty funny, but like, dude, listening to this podcast, he's super funny, or like, he's super lame. You know, like you're gonna find out.
It's easy to figure that out through a podcast.
Through a podcast, and I've actually found like listening to him, I've actually just like he'll talk about like another comedian that I've never even heard of. And then I'll go research that comedian, like listen to them on YouTube. I'm like, holy shit,
like that
this
lady,
guy is hilarious.
Yeah, like the lady who was in John's Uber.
Yeah,
I've never heard of her in my entire life.
Yeah,
but I don't. As far as number 3, I don't feel like I have like a third place. Everything else falls into like a great category. There's
it's
a lot
Rogan,
of
Bert Cass, and for me, like Church of What's Happening Now is last.
Church is definitely number 2 though, man. I
here
think.
And there, I will also tap into Death Squad and listen to like
or Duncan Trussell's funny. But the thing is, all those guys, like a lot of those guys are all in the same circle, so they're all on each other's podcasts, and like. It's crazy that that's the group that we kind of know, but if you venture outside, like there's a lot of like if you like conspiracies, for example, there's I listen to
Duncan Trussell's. Yeah, man, yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah, dude. I have one other podcast I listen to.
What were you gonna say before I cut you off?
Okay, the only ones that I have that I actually get updates about is Joe Rogan, The Church, the Eynon Brothers podcast. Oh yeah, Adam Carolla. Hey,
you like
it's
this?
Adam Carolla. Dude, Adam Carolla's freaking podcast is amazing. And
I've never
he takes his show,
once.
he records his show, and he'll release them in like 2 or 3 pieces. But his show is formatted more of like radio. So it's really like, you know, it's the opening, and he's very kind of nasally, and he's doing it a lot like Loveline used to be. He's doing constant, you know, like the radio format was...
I don't like that radio format.
You would kind of have... Yeah, it's very produced, so there's music usually throughout the whole thing, you know, like supporting sounds and effects. And like the difference between a podcast and, you know, like, look, even podcasts like Joe Rogan, you're going to have... some kind of advertisements in the beginning and
well, that's how those guys make their money, and that's how they're able to keep producing great content.
Yeah, but
that's
with people
free.
like with Adam Carolla, it's about every half an hour, and they time it. And, you know, you got the DJ in the background who's putting in the sound effects. All right, there we go. You won the mop. So I like his content though.
Hot pockets, they're hot, and they're little pockets of joy.
Yeah, but Adam Carolla's opinion though is what matters, you know, and what he thinks. I always like to look up certain, like when something happens in the world, there's certain people that I like to hear what they think about it. You know, I always like when it's very controversial. I like to see, you know, whether it's left or it's the right. I like to hear what Bill Maher thinks about something. I like to hear what the late night talk show hosts think about
variety.
It. I like to hear what Ben Shapiro thinks about something. You know, because he's going to give you, like Ben Shapiro, he's giving you something
slice dice
from
that shit.
Beginning to end. It's so well thought out, you know, from a biblical standpoint. Whereas Bill Maher, from just this super humane standpoint and super progressive. But then these guys, like Bill Maher, who, look, I don't agree with him on everything. I don't agree with him on almost anything. But a lot of people don't agree with him on everything either. You know, you can't be super left or right and think that that gay marriage is okay and then be completely for the war and anti-terrorism and Muslims in our country.
And then go Jumanji.
Yeah, so, but that's where Bill Maher is, you know, like he's done a movie mocking... religion, but then he's done a lot of his commentary on the war is like super anti-Muslim and, you know, like, you know,
sure.
and terrorist kind of stuff.
Sure.
So it's interesting to have any kind of side or kind of, any voice on.
It's nice hearing other sides.
I love it. Yeah, I basically I like to hear every angle, and you're gonna go to different sources for different angles, whether it's a podcast or it's a YouTube channel,
fake news,
or it's
news.
or it's Fox News, or you're gonna go to CNN or whatever, dude. Like
I used to have an old boss that's called CNN, constant negative news,
constantly
CNN.
negative news. Yeah. But dude, even like Fox News,
negative
to a lot of people, Fox News too is a joke. Like it's like, oh yeah, nothing they say is
stupid. Number 2,
Republican, huh?
Stupid number 2. I said
stupid number 2, yeah. But it's just good to have a lot of different perspectives, and they keep your mind open to everything and form your own opinion. You always want to have your own opinion on everything. It just requires you looking into it, going to the websites, doing the research,
dude. Enough of this hippy-dippy ass bullshit.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about some manly shit. And I would like to...
Let's do it.
Hey. All right. Mitch, you know what? I've been thinking about something. I want to challenge you.
Okay.
I want to challenge you into a weight loss challenge.
Okay. So what, over a month or a week? 2
1 month.
1 month. Okay.
And we can start in the next 15 days or today, and we'll see who loses the most weight, and then in that 30-day challenge.
Okay.
And whoever wins, what do you think they should get?
Okay, so how about the prize is $200? That's pretty
bucks?
good, dude. $200.
Okay.
You down? Dude, $200.
Why don't we do 100? Let's do 100.
How about 150?
125.
125. Okay.
All
so wait, and let's do it 30 days. We have to do an official weigh-in though, dude. All right, how about the next? Okay, so the challenge starts on our next podcast. We'll do a weigh-in, an official weigh-in on the podcast.
Let's do it right now. Hold on a second.
God, we're going to weigh right now. You know what? This is good because it's going to be humiliating on how much I weigh. Here we go. I'm putting down the headphones, and we are going to weigh. Tommy probably weighs like 200. I probably weigh about... You did not weigh 93 pounds.
Hold on. I think we got to put it in the hard place. That's what she said.
Okay, so Tommy weighs 238.8. Okay, wait till it resets. Dude, I did not weigh that much.
208.
Dude, do I weigh 208 pounds?
So I'm 238, and you're what?
It says 208.6.
208.
Dude, I don't believe that. Do I really weigh that much?
When's the last time you fucking weighed yourself?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Dude, the last time I weighed myself, I was in like the 180s. I can't believe I weigh that much.
That thing is not
I'm
lying.
blown away right now.
Why?
208 pounds?
Dude, you're almost 210.
No way. That is mind-blowing. I am a fat whale, dude. I did not realize I weighed that much.
Are you serious?
I had no clue. I had no idea.
When's the last time you weighed yourself?
Years. But I thought I was still in like the 180 range. Years, man. I thought I was still in the 180 range.
Why?
Because I didn't think I looked that much bigger. Do I really look that much fatter?
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
So, when you left the other day, I was like, Dad said something. I was like, yeah, Mitch is getting a little bit bigger. And he was just like, I didn't want to say anything.
Really?
I swear to God.
What, that I was getting fatter? Dude, I can't believe I got that much bigger, but it's easy it's easy for me to lose weight, but I honestly am shocked that I weigh that much. Dude, I really put on some weight, huh?
I didn't know what you weighed before.
Oh, dude, I've always been in the 180s. But I should be like down to I should be at 180 or like what that's like 30 pounds. I have like 30 pounds to lose, man.
That's 30 pounds.
Wow.
Damn.
I can't believe I gained that much weight. Holy cow.
Dude, you're like Fat Tommy days.
That is absolutely mind blowing. Here, I'm gonna write. What 208.8?
Let's just. I'm 238, so I'm heavier than you, but I'm taller than you.
So we'll just do percentage loss, right? So it'll be like your new weight in 30 days divided by your current weight will equal.
Are we starting today? We'll start tomorrow.
And whoever has the lower percentage wins.
What's tomorrow? What's today's date and what's tomorrow? And then we'll set it for 30 days from then.
Okay, so tomorrow is 3/6/18. So tomorrow's March 6th, and today is March 5th. Oh wow! I didn't realize I gained that much weight, dude.
So 4/6.
Oh, that's
we'll
so
see who has
depressing.
the most.
But it's so eye opening too. That is so depressing. I cannot believe it.
And the deal is $125.
$125 is the grand prize.
All right.
Okay, and I'm gonna win for sure. Because I'm not gonna. I want to.
Because it's all water.
Because I already do want to. I already do want to lose weight, but the fact that I weigh that much is that I breached 200 pounds. That is so eye opening and mind blowing. Okay, so we're gonna weigh again, guys, on April 6th.
I'm gonna drop 20 pounds.
Okay, you can drop 20 pounds. I think I'll probably drop 25 or 30. It's gonna go quick, dude. No more McDonald's. No more coffee. It's gonna be water.
Dude, you're almost 210.
I know. That's just sad.
How tall are you?
5'10". I'm overweight. I'm overweight. And you want to know something sad? And look, now that we're on this whole fat topic, I'm just gonna tell you something like that has been happening to me lately, dude. Like, look. So last week or 2 weeks ago was like a 3-day weekend, and I was wearing like stretch shorts and stretch pants all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like not really thinking about what I was eating, but I was eating a lot of food. And finally, like when Tuesday came around, because it was a 3-day weekend, I went to put on my jeans, and I freshly washed all my jeans and shorts. And I went to put on my jeans, and I couldn't button them. And what I had to do is I just had to put a belt on and just fasten it as much as the belt would go and leave the button undone. So look, I know I said I was going to do like a life hack for every week. That's the life hack. It's like how to like use your jeans when you're too fat. But I had to just put a belt on and leave the jeans unbuttoned. And now I know why, because I gained so much weight. It wasn't those pants shrinking.
So I'm curious, what is going to be your game plan to lose weight? What are you going to do to actually lose that weight?
Cut back on the eating and just exercise more.
What are you going to do to exercise?
I don't know. I haven't started yet. But you know what? On the next podcast, I'll tell you all about the progress and what I've been doing to lose the weight. Because I have a feeling I'll get down to 200 probably in the first week. And then after that, I'll go down another 15, which will be rough. But getting down to 185? Oh, wow. I can't believe I gained all that weight. That is such a trip, dude. That is so mind-blowing and eye-opening. I'm so glad you had me weigh myself tonight to just make me realize that this is what I've been doing. I really have gained so much weight. Like that, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because I was 180 on my driver's license from the time I was 18 until the last time I weighed. I was always 181, 184, 182, even sometimes 179. Oh, I'm having a good week. But 208.8, that ain't good, man.
Damn, dude,
that is so bad. And so like I said, I'm gonna fit back into a lot of my pants if I drop 30 pounds. That I can tell you.
And dude, I'll be able to take back all my shirts.
That's all right. Tommy gave me all of his button ups not too long ago. Dude, dude, imagine the difference on what you'll look like if you drop a good 20 pounds, 30 pounds.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna look like, dude. I'm gonna look like $100.
We both.
But imagine what you would look like.
Way better.
30 pounds less.
Way better. Wow, 208.8 people. You saw it here. You heard it here. That's just crazy, man.
And we're always talking about we're going.
I'm not buying any more soda packs. Dude, forget about it, dude. This is
this podcast is holding you to it. So everybody listening to this, people are listening to this, and they're gonna keep you accountable.
Yeah, and guys, if you're listening, straight up pick a team on who you think's gonna win, because this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. I'm motivated now. And look, if you pick Tommy, if you think he's going to win, look, he has been losing weight. So there is that edge there where Tommy has started to lose weight. He's down 5 pounds. And can he keep going? Because he knows now what it takes. And I'm going to have to figure this out. My edge is that I haven't done anything to change my weight. And so I'm already going to go ahead and lose some pounds in the next, couple days. Just
you have a gym membership you've been paying on for this long, and you haven't even been using it.
I've had a gym membership since 2006.
I was like, hey, Mitch, come to the gym with me. He's like, oh, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, don't ever tell me when I go to the gym. Well, dude, you go at some random ass times, dude. And look, I knew you were dedicated
every day.
I knew you were dedicated to go to the gym when it was like Friday or Saturday. One of those days where I was off, and you and Ivy left during the middle of the day. Like, oh, we're going to the gym. I was like, Tommy's going to the gym right now? Like, yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like, I can't believe it. What did Ivy have to do? But, wow, man, that's absolutely freaking mind-blowing. And I just know it's from, like, it's all those cream cheese pretzels and frozen burritos and bad eating, dude, that I've been doing. And, I honestly, even if I lose weight, I think I'm going to win. Because now I'm really motivated because this is my absolute bottom. Like, I've never seen myself at this weight.
I've never seen you this weight either.
You've never seen me this big?
Never.
And I look bigger. Because I see myself when I'm editing in the mirror and I'm like...
How many times have I messed with you and so like, hey, you're getting fatter?
Dude, I looked at myself in the mirror the other day because I was editing and I was like, oh, that mirror just looks a little wider than it is in real life. No, it is. That is really how I look.
That's how you really look.
Wow.
Dude, your guts just hanging over your like elastic fucking short bands. Dude.
Wait, Dad really did say like Mitchell is getting bigger?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. It takes one to know one, huh?
I was saying something. I was like, Mitchell's been getting chubbier, right? And he's just like, I didn't want to say anything.
You know what though? I honestly, you can call me a fat ass or anything. It's
I'm
really
not calling you that.
It doesn't bother me. Like to me,
it doesn't bother me either.
Yeah, being fat is funny to me. Like it's like, oh yeah, okay, I gained some weight, or like look at my freaking belly drooping. But I don't know. It's one of those. To me, it's funny I
got to 265.
Here's the reason why it's not. You don't take it personally because you can change it.
Yeah,
you can change that
for sure.
It's not forever, and I can lose weight, but and now I'm gonna have to. Not just because of the challenge, but because I am a little bit like. That's wow! I really did gain that much weight. That's crazy, man.
Fat piece of shit.
That's absolutely crazy. I want my pants to all fit again. Ever since that day with the belt, I've been having to do the belt like that. Since.
What do you mean?
So I haven't been able to button my pants since that day. Since that one day I went back to work and I wore a belt just to keep my pants up while the pants were unbuttoned.
Dude, tell me, I went from a size 42 to a 34.
I'm on a 34 right now.
And then I went back up. Now I'm back.
You're at 38.
I'm at 38.
Yeah, I knew it. Okay, so you're going to go back, to a 34? And I need to go back to a 32.
I need to get back to a 36 or 34 for sure.
Okay, yeah, and I'll be back to a 32 if all goes well. Or like a 34 after you wash it, and it fits just right, but...
Wow. Dude, look at that gut, dude. He's looking in the mirror and his gut's hanging out.
It's big. All right, let's look at my gut.
This is when I
All
wish
right,
we had video.
I'm gonna hit my gut and you tell me what you hear. Fat.
Hit it towards the belly button.
Fat. Oh man, why hasn't anyone else said anything? Is it? I know it's rude to say something, but like...
Hey, what do you eat just walk me through your daily meals.
I wake up, I don't eat until lunch, and then I eat a medium-sized lunch, and then at night...
What's a medium-sized lunch for you?
A salad, a sandwich.
Don't lie, dude.
Dude, I just started.
Okay, a sandwich. Salad.
You have a sandwich, and then your side is like, like a macaroni salad, or you have like maybe some beans, or you have some... maybe, I don't know, some like vegetables or whatever. And then for dinner, I have like 2 or 3 different dinners because you eat one around 5, and then I eat another, and then I snack till about 7 when I'm editing, or it's like until 10 while I edit or whatever I'm doing at the house. And then around midnight I'm really hungry, and then right before I go to sleep I'll eat a big bowl of cereal.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's that, dude. Dude, that's all gonna
Here's
change.
the deal.
That's all gonna change.
You're getting older, so your metabolism's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be 30 this year, and you don't work out, and you just keep redoing that over and over and over and over. That shit turns to fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you almost have to be like, if I want to eat like that, the next morning I need to go up and get to the gym, and I need to eat clean. I need to eat clean breakfast. I need to eat clean lunch, and then just have one of those pig meals once a week instead of.
I'm having such a hard time believing my weight. Let me just weigh myself again. This is ridiculous, dude. And if my weight increases, I'm gonna be so mad, dude.
Let's see.
208.6. So it dropped by
208.6.
So it dropped by 0.2 pounds, but that means I am still around 209. Dude, and you know what? Like you said, I am almost 30. That's crazy. I'm almost 30, and I'll say this: I do want to drop weight, yeah, because by the time I'm on my birthday, I'm going to be in New York. You're trying to get in shape because you're going to the Philippines. I'm going to be in New York, and there's nothing I would like more than to lose weight and be in shape and go on vacation. I don't want to be going through freaking TSA with my freaking belt just barely holding my pants up, you know, some shirt with my belly popping out, you know, and this is embarrassing. This whole thing, this whole weigh-in and this whole thing online that we're people hearing about my weight, this is absolutely embarrassing and eye-opening, but you know what? I'm glad that you're doing this. You know, like I'm glad this whole idea that you had.
It's a good challenge, man, and it's just a reality check, and anybody.
It's a reality check, dude. I didn't know Tommy was gonna do this, and weigh me in tonight. And I would have tried to not eat for like the day before, but you know what? That you put me on the spot, dude. I'm a whale. Like, I feel it, dude. Like, I know it, you know, when my pants stop fitting. Like, that, I knew it in my bones, but in my mind, that's like, you're a 1 or 2 pounds, which means you're, weigh 5 now?
So
maybe 190?
It's easy. So here's the deal. You change your diet. You go, 70% protein, this amount of fats, this amount of, you got to find out what works for your body. You just eat good, you know. If you're going to go out to eat like Flame Broiler. Or like Wabu Grill or Chipotle. And then if you're gonna I would say just start buying clean foods so when you're at home you eat clean instead of chips. Mm-hmm. And then for working out, you just gotta find if you're gonna work out before work or after work. That's what you have to you gotta dial in your day.
Yeah.
So, for me...
We could work together on it. And you know what? I don't think we'll try to sabotage each other. At least I don't think we will.
No, I would totally help you.
Okay.
Because I don't give a shit about 100.
Yeah, because I don't know everything about dieting. I've never been to this point, and I've never gotten to the point where I really said to myself, you are so fat, you not only need to do this for yourself, but you need to do this for prize money. This is crazy.
I remember you used to be like, oh yeah, you and all your protein powders and your puffs and your lotion and this and that. I'm like, dude, I'm taking this shit for a certain reason.
Well, so am I. I don't know if I'll be taking a bunch of powders and stuff, to bulk up. I'll just be trying to slim down and try to take less and less of everything, eat less of everything, and exercise more.
You still need to eat good nutrition, good protein, etc.
Those pounds are gonna fly off. Watch. I'm going to lose that weight. I'm motivated. Dude, I was over at Disneyland on Friday when it was raining super hard. And the first thing, you know what I told Bella, because I took her? I was like, the first thing I want to do, the first order of business is going to Main Street.
If you're 208 right now, in 30 days, where do you want to be?
Well, hold on. I told her my first order of business is getting a cream cheese filled pretzel. That was my prerogative, dude. That's what I care. Yeah, my goal is to get to what? I should probably be at 185, at least at that point in a month, or 180. And but yeah, when I was at Disneyland, it was cool too because it was raining that day, so there's no one there. And but the thing that sucked was when it rains like that. Honestly, I can't wait for another rainy day. I'll use my Disneyland pass to go on a rainy day at Disneyland any day because there's not a lot of people there, but the problem is everyone goes on the rides that are indoor. So the lines are still long because everyone was going on the indoor rides, and all the outdoor rides, like a Bigfoot Rapid kind of a ride, you know, or it's like a soak ride. No one's getting in line for that, and they're still open. It's like, why are you even operating? But anyway, you're doing the math over there on how much weight and everything like that. And look, if I was, 180?
I wasn't doing any math.
So look, if you divide the new weight and then you divided by the old weight, you get a percentage. It's going to be a percentage. Given that you've lost weight, less than 100. So whoever has the lower percentage wins. Period. So if I was, say...
No, I know. I get it. 100%.
Okay.
I know exactly
you get it 86%. No, whoever... So this is going to be fun, dude, because it is going to be a challenge.
I have not done any reading on this. I've done tons of reading on this.
Dude, I don't need to do reading. I need to do exercise. I don't need to be sitting there.
You need to take your fat ass to the gym.
Oh, but you know what? You'll be proud, too, because like you've watched me kind of expand here in the last 2 months, right? But you know what? What's crazy is that the last 2 months, 3 months, I've been active. I've been gone. Like, I'm always gone. I'm always doing stuff. But
you're gone eating.
Yeah, that means I'm out eating out a lot, or I'm going and doing stuff. I'm just not burning calories enough, you know?
Yeah.
So that is a change I need to make, you know, and that's awesome. This whole thing I'm excited about. So, folks, let us know who you think's going to win. Tommy, did you have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, just fat shaming you.
All right. Hey, you know what? You're actually still fat yourself, though. Wow, because you were nice and thin for a while, and then you kind of blimped. Look at your arms, barely fitting in that shirt, dude. Like freaking tanking out. That's not all muscle. That's some fat there.
Oh, you feel this shit.
All right, bring it over. I'm going to do the fat test. I'm not going to grab your bicep from the top. I'm going to grab it from the bottom. Hold it up like this. Yeah, you got some fat in there, but there's a lot of muscle. All right, now
feel the whole thing. Us Eynon's actually pretty built, kind of thick. There it is. Mitch is thick, but
I should have been a wrestler, dude.
He's thicker than a Snicker in the wrong way. But
what are the like for example, like my body is like I am naturally thick, but dude, what gets me in this whole thing is that Dad said something. That's the motivation. That's the motivation. It's like he went.
Didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, he should have, dude.
So what you need to be looking up
when he saw me eating those wings,
you need to be looking up how do I work out? What muscles? What does it work out? I need to be looking at food, nutrition, all this shit. I want you to Google all that stuff yourself.
I will.
And to find the best way for you.
Yeah, and I'm inspired, dude. Like, I'm absolutely inspired. I wish that freaking stupid toilet plunger was not in my eyesight right now.
208!
Yeah, 208, dude. Can you believe that? 208's too much, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to leave it there. I'm going to let the podcast right here. 208! I'm going to leave it there. And Tommy and I will come back on the next podcast. We'll give updates. But technically, this whole weight loss thing, so by the time you hit the next podcast, we'll give you updates. And that'll probably be in a week or so. But we'll definitely get up another podcast this week before then. All right.
guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. We love you all as always. And don't stop listening to us. And listen, if you have a bone to pick,
believing.
Hold on to the feeling here. Street lights. People,
I don't know the lyrics because I don't know these lyrics.
And listen, if you have a bone to pick, we don't want you guys to forget. We still have the Eynon Brothers hotline. This is a hotline that you can call and you can leave a comment. You can tell us who you think is the fattest, who you think is the best looking, what host you love. If you have a bone to pick, you hate something about your life, you can't get a date, you need advice, call the Eynon Brothers hotline. Our phone number is 562-461-9016. What are you waiting for? Call the hotline.
Hey, if you don't call it right now, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, we're going to come beat you up, actually.
I'm offended.
Dude, we're going to come kick your ass. Call the hotline, guys. And listen, as always, it was a fun podcast. Let's see who loses some weight here, huh?
Hey, huh? Who wants a grease ball sandwich?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, let's get some chips.
I'm going to order you a nice foot long.